G'day, Steeler Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. So it seems like the Pittsburgh Steelers might have a bit of a inkling or an idea that Mitchell Trubisky might be staying for a long time. Now, this was brought up by OMAR KAHN yesterday at the scouting combine. He had a massive interview. And by the way, some of those interviews, man, I can't even hear the questions. The reporters need microphones too. Yes, you can hear Omar Khan, but I can't hear the reporters and asking their questions. So I did end up watching some of the interview with Omar Khan. Went for about 15 minutes, and he had another one on Pittsburgh Steelers as well for about 8 minutes. But I couldn't get through it because I couldn't hear the questions. But what we did find out, and this was also an article on espn.com, which I will put in the description below. And this is talking about Mitchell Trubisky. And, you know, the key question all offseason, since the game ended in week 17 and the Jets lost and we didn't have a chance to go to the playoffs, has been who's going to be our quarterback number 2. Now, this came from Omar Khan himself in one of his quotes. He said, "Mitch has been great," Khan said at the NFL Combine. "It's been great to have him around, and I will look forward to having him around here for a long time. Not only this year, but for a long time." Now, is that dead set? Is that dead set that Trubisky will be the guy that's going to be the veteran backup, I guess, to Kenny Pickett? Kenny Pickett should be the starter. Is Omar Khan maybe not hinting, but almost telling Steeler Nation that, hey, Trubisky's going to be our guy? Now, of course, Trubisky, I think, has about a $10 million cap hit. Do we want to pay him $10 million to sit on the bench and be backup number 2? Now, also, with this whole quarterback room carousel or rumor mill as well, Rudolph has been talking about, hey, if Trubisky is cut, then I might come back. I could come back to Pittsburgh at the right price, stuff like that. If he's going to stay, then I might leave. So it looks like Rudolph is going to find another team as quarterback number 3. But it says here, or Omar Khan saying at this interview, that I'm having him around for a long time. And that's talking about Mitch, not only this year, but a long time. And to me, a long time is 2, 3, 4, 5 years, maybe 6, 7 years, depending however long you can go for, back up to Kenny Pickett. Now, let me know in the comments below, guys. Do you agree with this? Do you like that Trubisky will be back there at number 2? If he does, I'll put it this way. If Trubisky is there at number 2, I'm okay with it. I'm not thrilled about it. I'm not super happy about it. But you go into the season, you put the past behind you, and you move on. Could the Steelers go out there and cut him and make room and have him as a cap casualty and save money? Of course they could. They could cut him, save some money on their roster, spend that money elsewhere, dead set, get a cheaper quarterback number 2, maybe in a guy like Brissett if he wanted to come over, maybe in a guy like who's the other bloke? Josh Dobbs, bring in a cheaper quarterback number 2. You could do that. So will the Steelers keep Trubisky at number 2? It certainly looks like that, or that looks like that's their plans with Omar Khan being the head guy and the Rooneys and Mike Tomlin not here for not only this year, but for a long time, right? So I will link this article in the description below. It says here, Steelers GM wants to keep the quarterback Mitch Trubisky for a long time, right? Now, Trubisky signed a 2-year, $14 million contract. And we all know what happened at the very start. But after a 1-2 start, 2 interceptions and 2 touchdown passes, Trubisky was benched in week 4 to the Jets. And that's when Kenny Pickett started, right? So he also went on to say, I think any young quarterback would tell you having a veteran presence around him is tremendous, especially you have a guy like Mitch that handles things so well. So it seems like that the Steelers and Coach Tomlin, Omar Khan, they have a lot of respect for Trubisky. They have a lot of promise in him. They feel like he can be the guy. Here's my only problem, and I don't want this to become a media speculation or a media rumor, mill the whole time. I won't be able to stand this if this happens. If we go into camp and there is any quarterback controversy between Trubisky and Kenny Pickett, then I would call absolute BS. I don't think it's going to happen. Now, the Steelers should try and address this problem before it even comes up. Talk to Trubisky, talk to Kenny Pickett, and say, Kenny Pickett, you're the guy, you're quarterback number 1. We're going to give you all the reps, and we're going to give you Trubisky. He's going to be your quote-unquote mentor even though that Kenny Pickett might be could be a better quarterback than Trubisky, right, in years to come, with only 1 year down. But you know what I'm trying to say. Is Trubisky really a mentor? Or is it just more of a veteran presence? Okay, that's my first problem, is assign the roles correctly. Know that Kenny Pickett is quarterback number one, 110%. He's the guy. Going into the draft, going into the next few years, Kenny Pickett is the guy. Nail that down first. Once you have that and Trubisky knows that, I don't want to hear any snarky comments from Trubisky in the media press conferences or Steeler fans or anyone on the outside saying there needs to be a quarterback controversy. There needs to be quarterback competition. It doesn't work that way when you name your starter, a bit like Big Ben was for so many years for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You name Kenny Pickett number one, and then you have quarterback number two, Trubisky. I'm okay with that, right? The second question is, though, or maybe the second problem is, can Trubisky win games? We saw what happened last year with the Ravens game. He threw 3 picks. He went down the field pretty convincingly with a run game, was passing the ball down the field, got to the 20, threw a pick. Got to the 29 or 30, threw a pick. Got to the 50, first down, threw a pick, right? And the Steelers lost that game, I think, to memory, was what, 16-13 or something like that, right? Can Trubisky win games when Kenny Pickett goes out? Okay. You need someone there to fill in 2, 3, maybe 4 games max, depending how the health goes with Kenny Pickett. I don't think Kenny Pickett will play 17 games, but you need someone in there who can fill in, can run the system, can run the offense, get down there and score points and allow your defense to win that game. If Trubisky can do that, if Trubisky can sweep away all the bad throws, sweep away all the negative press around him and build confidence in his team and become a good backup, then that would restore faith back in Steeler Nation to be like, yeah, man, Trubisky can do that. That's my only real 2 problems with it, right? Find your role. Kenny Pickett, number 1. Trubisky, number 2. What is the role? What role do they want him to play? Is it going to be a quarterback competition? I don't think there will be. There can't be. Kenny Pickett has gotten better each and every week. He's a rookie, second-year guy. Give him a chance. Get him some O-line help. Get him some defensive help as well. You know, turn the ball over, shorter field. Let's go, Kenny Pickett. Let's rock and roll, right? But it does look like, according to this quote, Mitch has been great. KAHN said at NFL Combine, it's been great to have him around. I will look forward to having him around for a long time. Not only this year, but for a long time. So it looks like the Steelers go in that direction. And if they do, I guess they're paying $10 million for a backup quarterback. Now, in the next few weeks, could there be a cut? Possibly. Is this all smokes and mirrors? We don't know, Steeler Nation. We see this stuff all the time, the Steelers. They say one thing, the next minute they do the other. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for checking out Steeler Nation Australia. If you enjoy the content and you made it this far, hit that sub, hit that like, and I'll see you later.
Coach Stumlin, let's go for the win, man.